What's up, guys? In today's video, I'll be building this stem wall using ICF blocks from Element. It goes pretty well. I put it on top of a fast footer from Fab-Forms, and this was not hard, but it did take a while. Check out how I did it, including everything from getting it in the right place and getting the rebar in and bracing it, then eventually pouring it, vibrating, and also wet setting the anchor bolts on top. Hey guys, today I have stripped the forms. You can see I put the forms over here. It was not that easy to get them off, and starting to clean them up a little bit. Yeah, it was tricky. I haven't made it that wide down here, so it's a little bit hard to get on the side to get them up. Plus, you got to get rid of all the staples first, because all the staples are holding the bag down, which makes it a lot harder to get off. Anyway, I now have stripped them. I have cleaned them off with a water hose and also used my leaf blower until that one died. And now the next plan is to lay out the lines for the stem wall onto the footer itself. The only issue is it's raining really heavily, so any line I put down, I'm sure it's going to just go away with the rain, but I'll see how it goes. Take it all in, boys and girls. I have laid out the first course. I have not put strings up or any lines on the ground yet because of all the amount of rain. I just want to see how they were fitting and what orientation the corners should be. It has a short side right here and it's a long side. This structure is 32 by 28, and for me, I would have the least amount of waste. You can see it's not going to be that much per common seam here. If I had all the corners facing in the same direction. So I have short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. You get it. And yeah, that minimizes the amount of waste I have. Now let's jump onto the other side here. Oh. And here we got the common wall, or the load-bearing wall that goes in between. Nice Element logo right there. We got zip ties that later on we'll zip them together with. Then we have these corner brackets that are of course reusable. And I'll use those when we make that T intersection later on. You can see those will screw on into the webs. Everywhere you see Element logo, like right here, or just the writing, that corresponds with the web on the back that we can screw into. So that's how we'll attach it all together. And then we have this one little load-bearing wall in the middle here. It has an end cap on it since there's nothing on the side. And I'll cut this in half. It will be 1.5 height of one of these. And you can see that can get zip tied in there as well. So one thing I learned when I did this was when I laid my 2x4 on the side over here, I alternated right, left for my rebar. Well, when I did that, some of them came a little too far out of the way. So what I should have done was put all the rebar on one side of the 2x4 and then just switch the hook right, left, not the whole rebar right, left. And that would have made the layout here a lot simpler. I ended up having to grind some of them off, talk to the structural engineer. I'll have to drill some holes and then put epoxy down there and put a new rebar in those places. But yeah, now that I have the layout, I can go ahead and make the lines and then take all the blocks I have up here, cut those in half on the table saw. Once I have that, that'll be the other half course that'll go either on top of this or on the bottom. I haven't quite decided. If I put it on top, I'll have a nice smooth edge. If I put it on the bottom, then the top will be 100% uniform, whereas when I cut it with a saw, hopefully it will be uniform, but not necessarily. That's it. Let me show you the current progress. I used the laser I have to lay out 90 degrees, and it was raining so much that I couldn't just pop a line down here. So I used string again, attached it to a screw in the corner here. So I got one going down that way, you know, all the way around. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm going and zip tying them together, you see here. Connecting it in the middle so it won't be in the way of my rebar. And I've done that all the way here, all the way up to that gap. That's going to be a common seam, and then down to there. Now I'm going to finish up that corner before I start cutting the common seams and laying in rebar. And once we have that, then we are ready for the second layer. Show you what we're working on now. Everything around here has been zip tied together. I have marked all the common seams with an X, black X, one there, and one over there. So anyway, now we're doing this little intersection here where I'm going to put a T. So let me switch the camera around for you. The way we do this is I have these brackets, and I don't know how many screws supposed to put per bracket, but if you see here where it says element, if you look on the other side, there's plastic there. So that's where you can screw in. So I put 2 screws in each one of those. One here, one there, one over here, one over here. And I've been told to put it about, you see this lines, 1, 2, 3, they're 4 inches apart, to put it at the second one here. So that's what I'm doing. Put one there. Now I'm going to put one on the other side, and you can follow along for that one. So first I tried to just screw them in without first drilling. That did not work really well. They're not self-tapping screws, these ones. They are specific for ICF, but yeah, not self-tapping. So 1, 2, go up to the second one. I will line it up there. And here. Locate the writing. We got a writing here, we got a writing here. Then we will, oh, wrong drill. We'll just tap the first one. Once we have that first one, then it will stay in place. It will be a lot easier. There we go. So get the right hole here. And obviously you don't want to overdo it because then you'll strip it. Now that that's in place, now I can drill out the extra holes. And once we have that, we can just simply take a saw and cut out the plastic or the insulation in between. Here we go. Alright, so that is now holding that secure. Now I'll grab the saw and cut out this section. So what I'm using is just a Japanese style saw. Alright, that side's cut. Let's see how far over that rib goes. Very good, got lucky. Okay, there we go. We got our first T. Boom, done. I would just put rebar in here and that will tie it together even more. Do right now is I have all the forms laid out. I'm going to go around and I found the high point. It's over there. I'm going to put shims underneath everywhere else to bring it up to that same level. and put a couple of spot welds of foam underneath to lock it in place. Then after a few hours when that's set, then I'll foam the whole bottom so that not a whole lot of concrete leaks out. ICF foundation or stem wall is now complete. So all I have left to do is do the bracing. The way I did it was I found a high spot of my footer, which is over here. Then just put shims in underneath everywhere to bring it up to that same level. I also used a laser to verify that the top was level everywhere. So I did the inside first, then went out and brought the other side of it up to the same level. There's something called Zevler that you can attach instead of using shims, which would be a lot better if I did this all the time, but since this is not my occupation, I try to save a little bit of money there. Next now is to attach bracing. So you can see I have them spaced out all around here. So I have it every 4 feet, or no, every 6 feet, I think, 6 to 8 feet. And I'm just gonna attach it here, then run a 2x4 across the side and some verticals as well to tie it all together. In the middle of my ICF, I have rebar and this interlocking metal here that just kind of straightens it out. You can see when I went around the outside, you can see where I did a little bit of spot welding every now and then with foam just to lock it in place. It's low expansion foam. Then I came back the day after and filled in the gaps in between. That's just so that the total lifting power of the low expansion foam doesn't lift the whole ICF, and that the small spot welds sort of that I did would lock it in place and hold it there when I filled in the rest of the gaps. So far so good. I do have a bunch of common joints that I got to reinforce. I have marked them with X's like over there. So what I'm going to do is put up the bracing, see how that interferes with my common walls, and then go from there. I have prepped for some future plumbing. Right here in the foundation, I have a couple of pipes going through just for conduits so that I can put 1/2-inch pegs through later. My plan is to later on dig a tank right here so that I can collect the rainwater, put it into that tank, and then feed it through here up to the toilets. So we'll be flushing with the toilets, with rainwater I mean. And then right here, we got a conduit going through. That's a 4-inch pipe. I'll put a 3-inch pipe in it later on. It's a little jagged on the outside because I just used it for marking. So that'll go through here and over to this one. It's a little higher here just to get the proper slope. And on the other side here is where it comes out. You can see I have a little story line here. Concrete, then we got the heat sheet, rigid insulation, 6 inches of gravel above, and then the pipe itself, and then 4 inches of gravel below. So that is just a conduit for number 3-inch pipe. And here I put in 2.5-inch conduit and a dog apparently. Put in a conduit there for the main power. It's going to be a man door right here. So I figured across from the man door inside of the utility room, I can have the electrical panel, because you're not allowed to store anything within 36 inches in front of it. And I think it's 30 inches from either side. So that would be a good one for that. And yeah, I think we are ready to pour. Let me give you an update of the bracing. I've completed it on here on the left side, and I'm going to show you how I did it on this side right here. So let me jump across. Okay, so first component is that you put this brace on right here. You just screw it into the webs and you stack them on top of each other. So this is, and then once you have screwed that into the web, there's a screw on top, a screw below. There's options for more screws if you want. Then you place this horizontal member. It's just a 2x4. After you have that up and down, then you take another 2x4 and you put it in right here. And then all you do is you rotate that black knob to squeeze it into position. And I have done that all the way around here. You can see once you have that wall braced like that, then you put this diagonal on. And the diagonal is what allows you to move the wall in and out. So right here is a really coarse thread It comes with a driver for this, and then you just attach whatever 2x4 length you need. I just used a bunch of scraps, so they're all different lengths. And then either a metal stake or a wooden stake into the ground. So now you have the ability to move the wall in and out. So next thing now, once I have this locking metal going down here, then I'm going to take a string and attach it to the outside here. I'll put maybe a 1-inch wide or a 2x4 or something on the side here. Put another one down there, run a string down. And then after, or while we're pouring, we want to have the wall tilted in towards the support a little bit. And then once it's full and we have screed it out, then we'll measure out and we'll see, okay, how far is it to the string? We want it to be the same distance at the end there as it is in the middle. And we can adjust that by just going here. Normally you'll see this used as a foot down here and this portion just attached up here. I flipped it around just so that I can do it one person because I'm doing this mostly by myself. So anyway, have that done all the way around here. So I showed you earlier, I also have these penetrations for plumbing. So now what I'm doing is going on this side. So I already screwed the braces into the web. Next, I'll lay the 2x4 horizontally. And then I'll put 2x4s vertically and attach the diagonals. I have great news. The building inspector was just here and passed me on the first try. So everything went straightforward. They didn't really have any questions at all. They were happy about the bracing, which was the main thing. Looked inside the walls, make sure I hadn't left any coffee cups or any leaves or anything in there. So as you can see, it is nice and clean. It's locked together. I got my string line on the outside so that we can later on make sure that it is straight. Right now it is leaning this way. Think about 1/2 inch so that we can later on push it straight when it's full of concrete. Today is Monday. The concrete line pump will be here on Friday, and then we'll wet set the anchor bolts. We have a blowout. I forgot to reinforce this area. It's what's called a common seam. So I'm supposed to put 2x4s on the everywhere. And I clearly forgot this one. So I'll attach this, put a wedge, and then we can continue. There we go. That should be good. Couple more screws and I'm all set. All right, good. Let's hope that was the only one I forgot. Okay, you want to hit that top just there a little bit in the corner? Let's see. You know, we don't. Oh, let's put a bit more here, and then I'll fill up some buckets. Yeah. Yesterday I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna knock up a form real quick, and we can just put it in that. Well, I made pizza dough instead, so forgot. All right, let's do this. So now I have a 2x4 on the side there, which is 1.5 inches wide, right? So now I have to go to each one of these, see where the string is compared to that. So you see it's almost 2 because I leaned it this way. Let's see here. Wrong way. Nope, right way. I'll do a little bit here, I'll do a little bit there. Pretty crazy. So next, now after you've done that part, is I'm going to start setting the what do you call it, anchor bolts. And then yeah, I have a little jig for it so that it will be at the perfect side the whole time. I'm smart. Let's have a look. Good. So I'm just going to do that one and this one, and then we'll do the anchor bolts. The anchor bolts, yeah? Oh, yeah. This needs a lot, yeah? right, boys and girls, that is it for this pretty long video. Next is I'm gonna be going down on the bottom here, taking the plastic from the footer, taping it up on top, and then waterproofing the foundation, along with a drain along the foundation and some pipes for gathering the rainwater from the gutters. So that will be the next video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.